guys, it's me, the Haunted Wolf 12 here, back again with not a new for 2025 prop unboxing, but another prop unboxing. This is of the SVI 12-foot animated Wendigo. Now this is a prop that I believe came out 2 years ago, 2023. It was a Party City exclusive back then, and I liked it, but I never really expected the chance to get it because Party City didn't ship these large props for whatever reason. It was kind of upsetting. I don't have a Party City or a Halloween City anywhere close to me. My nearest Party City was like 2 hours away, and it was like a very small location, so they obviously wouldn't have gotten something like this anyway. I had to have Jaden the Haunter ship me my Mega Wolf from Texas, and that was a very expensive venture, so I didn't plan to do that again. But yeah, I didn't really expect to ever get this, but lo and behold, Menards got it this year, and Menards fortunately is a store that I have local to me. And even better is Menards has it cheaper than anywhere else has, at least for the full retail price, because Party City did have it on sale for a while, but for full retail, Menards has it the cheapest, because Halloween Costumes also has it this year, but they're charging $500 like Party City was. At Menards it's $400, which is still definitely very pricey, but overall it's a much better price than the competitors are charging. And it's not a terrible price considering what you get, because it is an animated 12-foot character, but I saw it in person, I just had to have it. It's so cool. I really love folklore monsters and cryptids and stuff like that. I mean, that should go without saying because of how much I love werewolves, but yeah, I really am excited to have this and use it in my display this year. I think it'll go great in my display, especially in like the woody pumpkin patch kind of area. I think it would be really cool there. So without any further rambling, we're just going to go ahead and open the box and I'll show you the contents. So right on top here we have one half of the base, very similar to Home Depot 12-foot characters. Unfortunately, the welds are not on the bottom. I wish they would have done welds all the way around, but it is on the tops and sides, which is pretty good. Here are two leg pulls. Leg foam, much longer than usual because of the height of the character. Here is what I can only imagine to be the back frame, which is extremely long. The costume, his right hand, left hand, his shoulder frame, which is very huge, his head, which is even bigger in person than it looked even just on display in the store. It's really big. I noticed the plastic is pretty light though. That's kind of unfortunate. I was expecting a little bit heavier, but it is what it is. I understand it moves, so it needs to be light enough to move without hurting the motor too much. His arms, waist hoop, his antlers, which this one unfortunately got a little bit scratched because it was rubbing up against the metal part. His hooves. Another part of the costume. Interesting that it's in two separate bags. The instructions. Okay, so here we have his lower body frame with the control box. Of course, it is outdoor rated, as it should be, since this is a 12-foot character. Here is the upper body frame with the two head mechanisms. The other half of his base. A store display try-me button, which is very nice. His adapter, of course. And then the guy wire for the back of the torso. So I believe that's it. Well, no, actually I lied. With some holes in here too, I believe these are probably base supports, but besides that, I believe that is all. So I will now cut to him set up, because this is a very invested process setting up these 12-foot characters, and there's people who have already made setup videos, so we're just going to cut straight to the demo from here. So here is the 2025 model of SVI's 12-foot animated Wendigo, and I am pretty happy with my purchase overall. I do have a few small complaints, which isn't really a fault of the prop itself, but more so SVI's quality control. First of all, one of the antlers for his skull did not have the hole drilled out to put the screw in it to keep it in place, so I had to drill it myself, which was a little bit of a pain, but I did it. But the more serious issue is there's already a loose wire straight out of the box for his head tilt, the mechanism that lifts his head up and down. It was not moving at first, so I wiggled it around, wiggled the plug-in for the cable around, and then it started moving, and I had to hold it at a certain angle for it to continue moving, so not very happy about that for $400. That's a bit frustrating. That's now my second SVI prop this year that has a loose wire out of the box. There is something up with their quality control, and I do not like it. They need to get that checked out, seriously. But there are a few differences compared to the Party City model from 2023, apparently. According to my friend, there's a lot less black washing on the hands. And I would imagine that probably goes for the face too, but even regardless, it still looks great. I'm really happy with how he looks. That is definitely the best part of this prop. It just looks really cool, especially with the fur accenting around his shoulders and around his ankles down to the hooves. It just looks really cool. And I think he will just look fantastic in my display this year. He is one of the nicest looking 12-foot characters, I will definitely say that. There's a lot going on with his costume. It just looks so cool. There's a lot of layering and different colors. It just really, they did a really good job with designing this character and bringing it to life. I think the only thing that could have made it better was if there was a little bit more going on with his torso, like maybe a rib cage, which I know there was a prototype that had a rib cage, but it was not correctly proportioned. If they did like an actual correctly proportioned sized rib cage for him, I think it would look pretty cool. But that's really my only gripe with it. Besides that, it just looks phenomenal, and I'm really happy with it. So if you want it, I recommend going and getting it at Menards if you can, because that is your cheapest option. But unfortunately, if you don't have a Menards near you, the shipping will probably kill it. So just keep that in mind. It is also available at Halloween Costumes, and I'm sure their shipping is just a little bit cheaper than Menards is if you don't live by a Menards. But if you do live by a Menards, it's your best way to get it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.